All right, lesson 11.6, dividing integers. Are you ready for how to divide integers? It's the exact same thing as you did for multiplying integers. If you have two positives, your answer is a?
Positive.
Why are you talking? I'm confused. If you have two positives and you divide two positives, then your answer is a positive. If you have a positive and a negative, then your answer is a negative. If you have a negative and a positive, your answer is a negative. If you have a negative divided by a negative, your answer is a positive. It's that simple. Okay? Let's take a small quiz right now after that lesson I just gave you. Okay? There's your 3-question quiz. You have 40 seconds to be done. All right, correct your own. Here we go. The first one is it's a negative divided by a positive. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So what's 12 divided by 3? Negative 4 is the answer. How many of you got negative 4 for that one? No? Do you see why it's negative 4, Donovan? Number 2 is a positive divided by a negative. A positive divided by a negative, your answer is a negative. What is 25 divided by negative 5? How many of you got negative 5 for number 2? No? Do you see why it's important? I mean, you just literally look at it, and you look at it beforehand, and before you even do the numbers, you just decide, is my answer going to be positive or negative? If I have a negative and a positive, and I'm dividing them, my answer is a negative.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, I have a negative divided by a negative. Before I even look at the numbers, I have a negative divided by a negative. What's that mean the answer is going to be? Positive. What's 40 divided by 10? Do we all see that? We need to do another quiz? All right. Then let me give you your homework right now. All right, so here's your homework. It is going to be page 541, 4 through 14 all, and 541 to 542, and then 23 to 28 even. Okay, this will in about I don't know, 7 minutes. We're gonna stop this, and then we'll take a quiz. All right. So now that your homework is done, let's take a quiz, a review quiz. Here it is. You'll need a blank piece of paper, completely blank. Just need a new one. Just do your best.
There's no multiplication. Okay.
There's your quiz. All right, so number one, right? Number one? Number one? Okay. Number one, -6 plus 10. Thinking of the poker chips. You tell me what's on the table. Tell me what is put on the table. What's on the table, Dylan? Right, there's 6 negative poker chips and 10 positive poker chips. What do I do whenever I'm dealing with this stuff? What am I looking to do here? Once I've got all this stuff on the table, what am I looking to do? What am I looking to do, Kendall?
Find pairs of positive and negative.
Yeah, finding pairs. One positive, one negative, and doing what with them, Donovan?
Cross them out.
Yeah, get rid of them, right? So I'm going to eliminate pairs. One positive, one negative. So I eliminate, okay, how many total pairs? Look up there. There's 6 negative and 10 positive. How many pairs am I going to be able to pull off the table? 6 pairs, right? 6 pairs. Do you agree with that? Because there's only 6 negative ones and there's 10 positive ones. There's 6 pairs, and then what's left once I've taken off the 6 pairs? What's left on the table? 4 positive poker chips. So the answer is 4, right? It's just 4. Nice. Number 2. Just did the math wrong, but number 2. Number 2. What do I have on the table? 15 positive poker chips and 22 negative poker chips. I start eliminating pairs. What can I eliminate? How many total pairs am I eliminating? I'm eliminating 15 pairs, right? What's left on the table? 7 negative poker chips. -7.
Is that negative 22?
It doesn't matter. I know, and that's where, listen, what should you do when you go home tonight, Caleb? Watch the video. Should you watch the video? Yeah, we talk about that in the videos, so that's what you should do. -22 and -22 are the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
I know. So number 3 is -11.
I got that from the next one.
What? Listen, this is important. This is a very good thing. Are we multiplying here? Is this multiplication? No. That is adding and subtracting. When you're adding and subtracting, you just see which, each one has a term, lay them on the table. If in this situation, what do you see right here? I see a positive and a negative touching. Does that ever work? No. What does that mean, a positive and a negative touching? It means that you subtract. A plus and a minus touching means subtract. Okay, so that means that I have 14 negative poker chips here, and then I also have 3 more negative poker chips. What do I have on the table? 17 negative poker chips.
Was that a plus before?
It was a plus before, yeah. I mean, it was kind of ugly, but it was definitely a plus. And even then, it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be. What did you have? Number 4. You had positive. That makes no sense.
Because I thought it was 2 negatives.
Even if it was, even if this was 2 negatives, that means this would be plus. What is -14 plus 3? Is that? No. Does that make sense? That's why you got confused. So this is -17. Number 5. This right here should throw up a red flag. A plus and a minus touching should throw up a red flag. What red flag does that throw up? You can't have 2 symbols touching. So, what do I do with a plus and a minus? Minus. What's 5 minus 5?
0.
Number 6. Now we're doing what, Jonathan Jang? Multiplying. A negative times a positive, the answer is going to be a negative. 8 times 4 is -32. Number 7. A positive times a negative is a negative. 10 times 3 is 30. Number 8. I have a negative times a negative. What's a negative times a negative? Positive. 16. Number 9. A negative divided by a negative. What's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. It's 4. Number 10, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 15 divided by 3 is 5. All right? Number 11, a positive divided by a negative. What's a positive divided by a negative? Negative. 40 divided by 2, 20. Negative 20.
I got every one of the, like, 3 of the addition ones and subtraction ones wrong, and I got every one of the
Yeah, I know. Okay, how many of you got them all right?
No.
That's unacceptable. Let's take another quiz right now. Yep, that's unacceptable. You should all get them all right. Shh. Shh. All right. That's the only acceptable deal. Whoa.
That's cool.
Okay. In red. Do it. Do number 1. Use the, it's in red right now. Just start doing it. I'm going to write down here. There you go. Do it. What do you do?
It's
I don't want just the answer. I want you to tell me what you do.
positive.
I'm watching up there. Do it for me. Do what you got to do. There's something that should bother you about that problem.
That.
Yeah, right. Fix it. Right, that's fine. Fix it. Yeah. Fix it. Circle it again.
That.
Right, exactly. It becomes a minus, right? Awesome. So now what?
So 10. 12. It doesn't get back. It gets farther back than 0.
Right, it goes over 0. So the answer is -2. Very nice. Number 2.
The
What do we got on the table, Jonathan?
5 negative poker chips and 3 negative poker chips.
Right, 5 negative poker chips and 3 negative poker chips. What's another way? If you were to read that for me. Read me number 2.
-5 minus -3.
It's not minus -3. You just said minus negative. It means there's 2 symbols, right? It's just -5. It's -5 minus 3 or -5 -3. You can't say -5 minus -3 because -5 minus a -3 would be 2 of those.
Oh.
Does that make sense? And there's not. There's only the 1. So read it to me again.
-5 -3.
Right. Or -5 minus 3 or -5 minus 3. You got to use one word for that. Okay. So there's 5 negative poker chips out there and then there's 3 more negative poker chips out there, right? How many negative poker chips are out there? There's 8 negative poker chips, right?
Yeah.
Did you get that? Yeah, write it down. Okay, good. Number 3. Here's the kisser. Here's the kisser. Look at this. That should bother you. Honestly, that should bother you. When you start looking at that, you go, wait a second, 2 negatives touching, no good. They become a plus symbol. So what do I have out there on the table then? What do I have out on the table? I have 8 negative poker chips on the table. I also have 3 positive poker chips on the table. I'm going to take away the pairs. How many pairs am I taking away? I'm not taking away 8. How many pairs am I taking away? There's only 3 positives out there. So then how many pairs? 3 pairs. When I take away the 3 pairs, what do I have left out there on the table? 5 negative poker chips, which is negative 5. Right? Number 4. What do I have on the table? 9 negative poker chips and 13 positive poker chips. How many pairs am I taking away? 9. What do I have left on the table? Once I've taken away those 9 pairs, what's left on the table? 4 positive poker chips, which is 4. Right? 4. Number 5. Negative 8 times 8. A negative times a positive is a negative. 8 times 8 is 64. Number 6. A negative divided by a negative. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Number 7. Let's take a look at this. Number 7 says 12 minus 16. That is 12 positive poker chips and 16 negative poker chips. What do I have left on the table when I eliminate my pairs? 4 negative poker chips. I have 4 negative poker chips. That should bother you. That's a minus. So 4 negative poker chips, and then I have 3 more negative poker chips out there. Do you see what I'm talking about? That leaves you with 7 negative poker chips. Did you get it? Mm-hmm. Nice. Number 8. Number 8. This is important. A negative times a negative is positive. That positive times this positive is a positive. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. We already decided that it was positive. The answer is 16. How many of you got them all right? Oh my
I missed
gosh.
1.
Oh my
I missed
God.
1.
I missed,
I don't care. You should miss 0. You should all miss 0. Guess what we're doing? First thing tomorrow when we come to class. Taking a quiz just like this. And guess how often we're going to take it? Until everybody gets them all right. Yeah. Your homework you already did. You're out of here.